Here is my physics end of the year project. It is a coded program I made in code.org to learn about force equations. So we have this handy dandy interactive calculator here. Click on that. And there are different types of calculators that can solve for force values, mass values, acceleration values. Let's look at force. So force equals mass times acceleration. We can move these sliders around to see how this affects the rest of the equation. So a mass of 7 with a -3 acceleration results in -21 force. So we can go back, do the same for mass, and get our different values here. Acceleration equation, same idea. Yeah. The way how the code works is when the sliders are moving, it will get the number from the slider. So in this case, like 7 and -3, it will get those two numbers, and it will do an equation based off of whatever sliders you are using. So in this case, force equals mass times acceleration, so the values of those sliders is what equals the force. And then it updates all of the text to reflect that calculation. That goes for the same with mass and acceleration values. Anyways, for practice problems, you can click on that and it randomly generates a practice problem to solve for mass, acceleration, or force. So, in this case, we are trying to find the mass value, and I called it mass value because I would end up getting negative values for masses, and I'm like, well, that doesn't necessarily make sense. Anyways, it randomly generates numbers for force and acceleration, or if you're solving for something else, it'd be acceleration and mass, force and mass. And then once you think you know the answer, you'll put your answer in and you round decimals to the nearest whole number. So let's see if this, yeah. So the calculator will, first randomly generate these numbers, and then it will solve for those numbers. So the calculator solved for -14, which is the correct answer, and then my answer was 14, which is the correct answer. So I got the answer correct. Generate new question. So then if I am like, what is the force on the object, and I just mess up, it will tell me I got the answer wrong, and I can try again, and it's fairly straightforward. Oh, I can change my mistake, or just go ahead and generate a new question. Let's look at the practice problems code if I can find it. This code here is comparing what the correct answer is. It solves for the correct answer when it generates a question. So it compares what the correct answer is from the question generated compared to the answer you submitted. Down here, it generates a question where there are 3 types of problems: a problem where you solve for mass, a problem where you solve for acceleration, a problem where you solve for force. And if it's a type 1 equation, it'll be a force equation. If it's a type 2, it'll be mass. If it's a type 3, it's acceleration. Then it solves for random numbers of those different values. And then it solves for it, it rounds the correct answer, and then it sets the text of what the question is. It also has code for all the random buttons, so it actually takes you where you're supposed to go. But that doesn't necessarily relate to physics. Yeah, so that is my end of the year physics project.